Thabo doesn't have any. He doesn't even bring it. Hey, when Thabo, come back here. Where do you think you're going? You're saying you're going to work, but the fridge is empty. Have you seen the fridge? Did you look inside the fridge? Did you see food inside the fridge? There's no food inside the fridge. There's no food. This is not the life I signed up for, Thabo. This is not the life I signed up for. I want food in the fridge. More than food in the fridge, I want shoes and houses and cars. I want hair, Thabo. Huh? There's no food inside the fridge. How are you going to provide all those other things? This is not the life I signed up for, Thabo. I signed up for more. I want more. Provide, Thabo.
I'm gonna try. Work till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream.
Hey gorgeous, and welcome to my channel. I'm Kopano Shimange, and this is How I Do Things, the show where you send me your questions and I let you know how I would do things, and I can take it as entertainment, use it as advice, take it, don't take it, use it, don't use it at all. Listen, do what you will with it, because me, ek, moi, not a professional. Not a professional whatsoever. I'm not a financial advisor. Even though we're talking about money, honey, I'm just letting you know what I would do if I was in your shoes. This is a touchy subject. Should men provide? Do we still need them to provide? And I know there's some of us out there answer, I don't need a man to provide. I'm almost independent. I don't need a man to provide. Well, on the other hand, there's a conversation that, listen, we have come to a point in our lives we don't even expect women to provide, because we know women are already providing. We're providing in every single way that we can, right? Whether it is in the house, outside the house, in the sheets, outside the sheets, we are there like swimwear. So is the argument still, do we still have to ask men to provide? Why are we still asking the question in the first place? Is there an expectation when we leave our house and we get married and your mama tells you, man, you must provide? Is that still the conversation that we are having? In this Chalita Tuesday, honey, we're talking about the dynamics of wanting men to still provide. Are we still asking them, listen, all men should provide. You need to bring the bacon into the house, the big money into the house. What does that mean? And what does that mean for us women? Does it mean that now we're taking the back seat? Does it mean that we are now submissive? Does it mean that we are now in the disadvantage? Because we're sitting there waiting for a man to provide. Number one, what do you mean? Like when people say a man must provide, what do they mean? The way that I see it, and the way that when I did my research and like, okay, what do we all think it means when the world or our parents or people in the society say a man should provide? What they mean is that a man should have a good job that brings in good money so he can provide shelter, so he can provide food and protection and all the other niceties in life. All the nice things that we want, the cars, the clothes, all the little nice extras we want in our life. But here's the thing, where does that put women? If now the man should go earn so that he can buy the house, he can buy the car, he can buy the food, what is the woman doing? Number two, so what are we talking about here? Are we talking about him providing 100%, or are we talking about a 50-50% type of thing? We look at relationships, so it's just like, no, this is a 50-50. You bring in some bacon, I bring in some bacon. You have some bread, I have some bread. We add together. We have bread times 2 and bacon times 2. We just have a bigger pot to eat from. However, when we say a man should provide, does that mean that he's bringing in everything? Is there still an expectation from us as women that, listen, you must provide, you must bring in the money, you must bring in the big chunk. You'll get in the house, I'll get everything else for myself. And maybe a few cute things for the kids. It made sense back in the day because men could work and women couldn't for a very long time. Women had to find their way into the economy, into society, into workplaces. But now as women are working, do we still have that men should provide? That still it should be the man that does all the work, secures this house, secures the security in the house and the shelter, and then we will do everything else that's on top of that. Is that still the expectation that we hold as women? Number three, why aren't women asked to provide the same way that men are asked to provide? Personally, I think it's because we have an expectation from women that they are already doing what they can. They're already doing their best. If a child is hungry, the mom will get food. If there needs to be something done in the house, the mother will do it. You don't have to ask a woman to do anything. However, we feel as though maybe we have to ask the men to do something. There is a conversation about having to ask men to take accountability, having to ask men to take up their role, having to ask men to take responsibility for things. But with women, never have to ask that question. It is an expectation that is already put. And if a woman moves in the opposite direction, there's something strange with her. She's doing something wrong. She's doing something that's never been heard of. So is it because the expectation has already been placed on women, it has been fulfilled, and women are already doing it, that they don't even have to be asked? And that there have been men who have not done what they've been asked to do. That's why we have to ask them to do it. Number 4, as with everything in life, the statement has to evolve. That women work now, women are already providing, and men work too, and men are starting to take the role of fathers, starting to take the role that they are taking in the house. So as with everything in life, the statement has to evolve because both people can bring bacon to the table. So what does that mean for our relationships? Are we going 50-50? Do we remove the burden of men, or do we just set a higher standard for both of us? That there's already a high standard for women, there should be a high standard for men as well. That the expectation is not just placed on one person, but the expectation is placed on both people. What does this mean about your financial burden as a woman? Does it mean that you are taking on 50% of the mortgage? Does it mean that you are taking on, he buys a car, you buy a car? Or do we still have it in the back of our minds that at the end of the day, he pays the bigger chunk of things? That if he cannot provide, then with women, then we don't want to be with a man who cannot provide. So number 5, ultimately, what are we asking for? Yes, honey. Yes. I expect you to bring some bacon to the house. Definitely. If I'm expected to, then you're expected to as well. But beyond that, money isn't enough, and we've seen this over and over and over again. So not just providing in money, but you need to provide in time, you need to provide in effort as well. You need to be there as much as I am. So as much as I'm giving to the house, you're giving to the house from your time and from your effort. We're both expected to clean. We're both expected to do something with the food. We're expected to run this household equally. That if I can bring in the bacon, you can bring in the bacon. If we can both make this house work as best as we possibly can, removing the expected societal roles that man must do this and a woman must do that. What works best for your household? And ultimately, it means holding men to a higher standard. That yes, bring in the bacon. But beyond that, you need to bring in more, because any old fool can give me money. But what more can you bring to the table other than just providing? That a woman can already provide for herself. So what can you bring that's more than just providing to the table? We're not talking about just money anymore, because honestly, anyone can make money and anyone can bring money to the table. If that's the one thing that's gonna get you as a woman, then you need to search for more. So what more can you bring to the table other than just bacon? We also need some shigging, we need some loving, and we also need some time. My honeys, I've received this question so many times. Do we still need men to provide? Do we still need to submit to a man who wants to provide? Or can we have this relationship as a 50-50 thing? It's really up to you and your relationship. If you feel as though your relationship is the type where you want to carry the financial burden together, then do so. But if you feel as though that a man should still come in and provide the big things, provide the majority of the things, the house and the car, then that is something that you work out in your relationship. I don't think that we still have that whole a man should provide, because women can also provide as well. But it is that both need to put an effort into the house, that we both need to bring something valuable into the house. Whether it is time, money, or effort, it depends on you and your relationship. What works best for you. All right, honey, that is all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I hope that you'll be sharing this with a friend. Give this video a big thumbs up if you'd like to see more videos like this, and leave your comment down below on any questions that you have for the next video. Until next time, I'm Kopano Shimange, and this is how I do things. Hey gorgeous, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for making it right until the end. Now, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please click on this link right here, and feel free to binge watch. Head over to my website www.kopanoshibenge.com, join the gorgeous gang, and get yourself a journal too. Until later.